Over time, you've let that article I talked about in Atlanta for the switching of the actual affiliates become something interesting and a nationwide conversation with us in the Conversation Project. And over time, I've talked about how I use AI to make things work here and how it's important to me. And of course, everyone's talking about the way that AI is overtaking all of our jobs and not going to so much kill us, but just make us all unemployed. Well, allow me another nerd article here, if you will, because this is something that's going to help us all nerd out, help us kind of think about how AI is actually not quite overtaking as best as it should, or it can. Potential, yes. Ability, not quite. There's a new MIT report. It's called the GenAI Divide, State of AI in Business 2025. It's a good read, so if you can find a piece of it in PDF someplace, check it out, or read some synopsis, listen to me. It finds that 95% of generative AI pilots at companies fail to deliver real business results. That means, because math is done, 5% drive rapid revenue gains or measurable impact. Only 5% are making any money, 95% are just sort of floundering. The failure is not because AI models are bad, although there are some issues with them. It's actually because they don't work so well for business. They don't adapt well in workflows, don't actually learn over time. They're not really intelligent, though artificial, and they don't actually fit how companies operate in actual real world states. And this study is actually very thorough. It went reviewed over 300 AI deployments, interviewed 150 leaders, and surveyed 350 employees at AI companies. It talked to all the people, all the levels to see what was going on. It showed that most efforts to stay stuck in pilot mode, not make it to a real production or delivering financial value, is where it goes. Basically, you get the big hit for being a pilot, something that's brand new out there, but trying to make it an actual business is harder than getting other people to just throw money at it because it may break down some time. MIT calls this the great Gen AI divide, big adoption, big adoption, big word for me, but little actual transformation in the business world. The report reports to what's called a learning gap. AI tools often fail to remember user preferences or learn context and making them rigid. I have that issue every single day or within days where the models I put in and what I put into it for its training, what it should output changes. And I can't get it to remember what it was supposed to be before. So I have to try to re-engineer it so that it will give me what I wanted before or something close, or learn to live with the new thing. ChatGPT, the most powerful, the most knowledgeable, the one that we basically all talk about as a brand name, the Xerox of AIs, is flexible, but struggles at scale because they forget context quickly. You ask it a question, it gives you some good information, but it doesn't really remember what the last conversation was because it's making it up as it goes along. Firms often misallocate AI budgets to flashy areas like sales, and instead of automation for roles where ROI is higher. They put it in something to make it look good, when in actuality, more manpower is not as good as more horsepower. Some programs to proceed, like I said, 5% are successful, and then there's clear winners when you see those going through, executing very well and partnering smartly with providers. You see them working and people pay for them. Others sort of realize where they're going and they look for external vendor tools to perform better for in-house builds. The ones that work well are most likely to reach production. They're better with automation in back office tasks and perform returns other than just flashy use cases. Now, this is a wake-up call for companies and for us out there who work for companies. If companies can't treat AI as a nice-to-have feature, they have to actually make sure that it's something that works for them. And so that means they need AI that actually works. It's not just AI will kill your job because you get better at it, because AI helps out things, but the things that it's lacking eventually needs somebody has to check it out. Even when the robots, the machines take over, they will eventually have to have us humans to repair them, you would think, because our little fleshy bodies are much more integral. Till they get that one, we have a bit of safety. And until AI actually gets smart, is actually intelligent, we have a bit of safety, or we should, except businesses are in it for essentially making more money. They're going to look for cheaper, faster ways to do things that, whether they work or not, will work for a bottom line. So if you actually manage a company that deals with AI, whether it's something like me, a media company that needs AI to help it works its scripts, and you have to basically make sure you read a script so it's doing it properly, or you're using some sort of back end to actually automate your performance, automate your workflow, make things go better and smoother for whatever you do, be careful. Because many of these things are popping up here or there. You're seeing many smaller versions saying we can compete with that large version because we're cheaper, we're smaller, we're more agile. And the fact of the matter is, they want your money, but they want more VC money to stay out there viable, as opposed to want to sell you something viable and just make the profit off the work. It's about being flashy, it's about being more detailed, about eventually selling it to somebody else so that you can be their problem, not so much making AI an actual worth. So be wary in your use of AI beyond the tricky stuff of hobby stuff. Be wary of your use of AI as you put it into your daily grind. Be wary of the use of AI as you want to use it to replace some members of your staff. You may find that the AI company you go with can't quite get the work done down the bottom line.